On the surface, the U.S. economy looks stable. Stock markets are hitting new highs. Unemployment is near record lows, and the media keeps saying everything is fine. But the numbers are telling a very different story. There are hidden economic signals pointing towards a silent but devastating recession in the next 6 to 12 months. Today, I'm going to reveal the 3 hidden triggers most people are ignoring, but they could spark the next big economic crisis. So, what are these warning signs? Let's find out. Before we dive into the triggers, let's quickly understand where we stand right now. U.S. GDP growth has been flatlining over recent quarters. The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates to their highest levels in over 2 decades, cooling down the economy. And consumer spending responsible for 70% of the U.S. economy is beginning to slow. So while the surface looks calm, underneath, cracks are forming. Now the big question is, where are the most dangerous signals? The first trigger is perhaps the most reliable recession indicator in history, and it's flashing bright red right now. This is called the yield curve inversion. In simple terms, when long-term government bond yields fall below short-term yields, it's a warning sign that investors expect trouble ahead. Historically, over the last 50 years, every single U.S. recession was preceded by a yield curve inversion. And guess what? Right now, the yield curve is not just inverted, it's the most deeply inverted since the 1980s. What does that mean? Investors are signaling they see serious risks ahead. Banks are tightening credit, and this credit crunch could push the economy straight into a recession. But this is just the first warning sign. The second trigger is even more dangerous, and most people haven't noticed it. And this one could silently crush thousands of businesses. Asterisk, the second hidden danger is the corporate debt bubble. For the last decade, companies borrowed heavily when interest rates were near zero. It was cheap money, and they used it for expansions, stock buybacks, and even survival. But now, with interest rates at a 20-year high, the cost of refinancing that debt has exploded. Many zombie companies' businesses that survive only on cheap debt are starting to collapse. Layoffs have already begun in sectors like real estate and tech. And as more companies struggle to pay back their loans, it could trigger a wave of bankruptcies. This would lead to job losses, and when people lose jobs, consumer spending dries up, which directly hurts the entire economy. But there's one more trigger left, and this one hits the average person the hardest. This is the warning sign you might already be feeling in your daily life. Asterisk, the third trigger is the consumer spending collapse. Remember, 70% of the U.S. economy runs on consumer spending. But here's what's happening now. Credit card debt has crossed $1.30 trillion, an all-time high. The savings rate is at its lowest level in 17 years, and inflation has eaten away at real purchasing power. It's like a family living on credit cards. At some point, the limit is reached and spending stops. When consumer spending slows down, gives businesses make less money, gives they cut jobs, gives, and the cycle gets worse. This chain reaction has already started. But the mainstream media isn't talking about it yet. Now, connect all 3 triggers together. The yield curve says the future looks dangerous. The corporate debt bubble is ready to burst, and consumers are maxed out on debt and losing purchasing power. These aren't isolated problems. They're feeding into each other, creating a perfect storm. Some economists believe this could lead to a typical recession, but others warn it might be a deeper structural shift in the U.S. economy. So, what does this mean for you? Now you know the 3 hidden triggers that could spark the next U.S. recession. But here's the big question. Do you believe these signals truly point to a 2025 recession? Or is this just another temporary slowdown? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below, and let's discuss. If you found this analysis valuable, give this video a like, subscribe for more deep dive economic insights, and don't forget to hit the notification bell in the next video. We'll look at how you can protect yourself and even take advantage of these economic shifts. See you there.